Hey guys, welcome back to episode 3 of our new tutorial, mainly through recruiting. We had left off with the wide receiver, and we had put 4 points instead of 5 because that was half of what we had left. Okay, we've gone ahead and given him a scholarship. The next position we want to look at is center. I want to go back to 300. Really don't have anybody good, so we'll go out to 500. Let's see. I'm going to go after this guy from Kyle, Texas, I think. He's a well, no. I want to go after let's go after the guy from Missouri. I could probably out-recruit Missouri, I would hope. 10 and 4 and an offer. All right, next one was defensive back. Back to 300 miles. Oh yeah, we're going to go after this guy from Arkansas. Now, I don't have any scouting points left, so all I can do is put my recruiting points on these guys. All right, so I've got one guy. I'm going to go to 500 miles here, and we've got, how about the guy out of San Antonio? We'll go 10 points and an offer. All right, back to 300 miles, and the next position is defensive tackle. Oh, I guess I need to start the clock on the video. That would help. Oh yeah, okay, so we've got a really good defensive tackle that would like to come to us here, so we're going to go ahead and pop him. Defensive end. Yeah, I've got another one here that wants to come. So we're going to offer him and 10 points. Oh, hello. It put him under the defensive tackle. Ah. Oh, and I am recruiting him now. There we go. All right. Defensive end. And that was it. All right, so I still have 4 scholarships left. I've kind of addressed all the positions that of need and want. Okay, so at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back and look at all players within 300 miles. So I've got a guard that looks really good, so we're going to add him and offer him. And this linebacker, we'll go ahead and pop him and offer him. A running back. See, I didn't go after a running back, so this would be, this would be a player. If I don't get him, I don't need him, but if I do get him, maybe he's okay. All right, and I already have a running back I just popped. That's down into these again, this is at 300 miles. Maybe I go out. I do like that defensive end in Houston, but maybe I take a flyer on this other quarterback. Let's do that. Let's go ahead and take a, this will be, it's a flyer. So we'll do 10 and a scholarship. Now I have 2 points left. Well, let me go ahead and just pull my, I'm probably not going to get one of these guys, but it doesn't hurt. So I'm going to add Harris, and I'm going to put 2 points on him. I don't have a scholarship, but I'm just that way I spend the points and I at least get the ball rolling. Worst case is I've used 2 points that I was going to not use anyway. So that's the worst case scenario. All right. Now, when you have both selected here, you see our targeted players that we're after. And then we have our the pool. But if we go to targets, it takes the pool away, and now it's only those guys that I've added to my list. So only the guys that I actually hit add to move to here. When you hit targets, Now they take up the whole screen and you can see everything in a nutshell. Okay. Now, a few things here. If you decide you don't want a player, you can't remove them from the list, but you can hide them by checking this box. Okay. And then they won't show up. I've got 10 points on all these guys. So next week, after I move ahead a week, it will show 0, but it will show 10 points here. So this keeps a running average of the accrued points that you've spent total through that week, if that makes sense. And it'll make a little more sense as we progress. Okay, so we've done the recruiting. We're in the regular season. I think I had already done the depth charts, but let's go ahead and just do it again just to make sure. Game plan, auto set, save. All right. Oh, you know what? Real quick, because I screwed up last time. Yep, I do have it turned off. Okay. All right, and we're going to sim the week. All right, so we'll give that a second. All right, so the week's done. Let me pour myself a little more OJ. All right, so LSU won. It skips to week 2, so we can go back and look at week 1. All right, so we beat Oregon State 43-20. Shoemaker from Oregon State had the better quarterback game. Poole for LSU had 18 carries for 94 yards and a touchdown. 2 catches for 66 yards for Rogers. I am going to save this. I just have paranoia about losing work. All right. Now, we've simmed a week. What's happened? Well, we come back to our home page. We have an email. Okay. We've got a training report. Eventually, we will start getting recruiting emails. Okay. All right. So nothing there. Injury report. All right. Wolf, my running back, has a fractured eye socket. He's questionable. All right. So we are in week 2. So we're going to come to roster, depth chart. There's Wolf in red. If we actually go in and look at, say, I formation, AI set, Wolf's actually my backup, so Poole is going to be the primary. When you hit AI set all, it automatically saves. If you make a change in here in the individual formations, that's where you have to save that one just to make sure that that works. Game plan. Auto set again. I do want to save that. All right, now back into recruiting. All right, now nobody's here. Why? Well, we have people set to not recruiting, so we want to view everybody that we are recruiting, and I only want to look at my targets now. Okay, because we basically have our board. Now this is where it kind of gets weird because okay, how do you continue to add people to your board to have backup options? Because basically I didn't have enough points to deal with all 21 scholarships. Well, if you think about it, I only needed 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12 to 14 players. So already 7 to 9 of these are just adding depth. So that's technically my backup, is 7 to 9 players. Okay. Now, these come in here based on the order that we put them in. Now, we can still sort by position, but I'm going to go through just like it is. All right, so let's see, because there was another quarterback, wasn't there? The guy, yeah, way back here at the end. All right, now this is what I was talking about. So we assigned 10 points last week, and the total spent is 10. Okay? Now, he popped up with a 97 interest. So let's go to his scouting report. I haven't interviewed him yet, but he's being recruited by myself, Oklahoma, and Alabama. Now he's out of Arkansas, but I don't know what any of his interest is. So what we want to do this week is we want to go and we want to interview. So I want to interview him. Now this guy is only a 49 interest, and he's being recruited by A&M, Texas, and Oklahoma. Now I only put 2 points on him, remember, because we were out of points. So I'm going to go ahead and pop off of him. I don't have a scholarship for him, and I'm just wasting points. So I'm going to come off of him completely, and I'm going to hide him. So next time I come to this screen, it will he won't be there. So we're going to so he's a 97. All right, let's come back up. Now see, he's only a 62. All right, not much interest. LSU and Alabama, and he's out of Homa. Wow. All right, so let's go ahead and schedule an interview. I'm going to keep that, and I'm going to put 5 more points on. Well, no, I don't want to put points. I want to do interviews this week. I'm going to interview him. He's only got 51. He's out of Texas. Now, Texas Tech, you'd think I could compete with them, but I don't have a scholarship on him yet, right? So I'm going to leave the I could either leave the 10 points and continue, but I'm not going to interview him because right now I don't care. And he doesn't have a scholarship. So I'm going to go ahead and pop him and hide him. Well, I know I want 2 quarterbacks. And right now I still only have 2 that are really good. But he is my worst one. So I'm going to come off of him. And we're going to pull those points. All right. He's got an offer, 94, so we'll interview him. Offer with 96, we'll interview him. Offer with, no, he does not have an offer. But he still has 10 points and he's interested in us, so we'll interview him. Interview. All right. Interview. All right, now Wentworth, Alabama. Now see, I've already done the interview on him. He was one I wasn't sure about. Okay, so you can see his special. He's a bookend tackle. Okay, don't know exactly what that means, but now you can see that we've scouted him a little bit and we've interviewed him. So the interview tells us this information. We haven't gotten anything back on scouting, but the interview gives us all of this. He's a bookend tackle. He values playing close to home and prestige. He's out of Alabama. He's being recruited by Bama, Auburn, and LSU. Okay? Now, he has a pretty good work ethic, very competitive, sportsmanship, disposition, but he likes close to home and prestige. Well, close to home is going to go to Bama and Auburn. Bama's going to probably be right there with us with prestige. So this is one where we're going to want to, where'd he go? There he is. All right, so we're going to go ahead and pull off of him, revoke his scholarship, and hide him. Make sure you pull your points so you get them back, okay? So we're going to pull off of him, and that's what the interview did. It gave me some information that I could then use to make a decision. All right, we're going to interview him. Now, you don't have to interview everybody. If they have a great interest, you might not want to interview. You might just want to scout them. But I'm going to try interviewing everybody, at least here in week 2. All right, so Henson, he's a 94, 97, 56. Okay, this is the guy out of Missouri. and he is being recruited by Missouri. So I tell you what, let's go ahead and interview him. And I only have 3 points, so I can't do any more interviews. All right, now remember I had to cut back on some of these guys, so I'm going to now take some of these extra points that I accrued, and I'm going to make sure that everybody else is up to a 10. All right. Ooh, why did that happen? Who got a 1? Who got a point in scouting, and why? Sometimes when you use the wheel, I've noticed that happens right here. All right. For whatever reason, it rolled up on him. So I do want the interview, but I don't want scouting points. Now I've only got 3 scouting points left. So what I think I'm going to do is this quarterback down here, I'm going to put those points on him to start scouting him. And then I've got 22 points left, and I have 1 scholarship left, and I came off of a tackle. So now we're going to want to go back to both. All right, I'm going to want to go to 300 miles, tackle. All right, and let's go out to 500 miles. Now this is where you want to start looking. Don't click add, click the player name, and you can see who they're being recruited by. You can't tell anything else because you haven't spent, but you can see who's recruiting him. So he's being recruited by Oklahoma State. All right. He is being recruited by Georgia Tech. So I'm going to go ahead and go after this guy, Patel. And I'm only looking at recruiting, so I need to go back to not recruited. And I want to put 10 points on him and an offer. All right, and then who else did I pull off of there? I don't remember. This is where it makes, you really have to kind of pay attention and take notes. But I'm going to look for the best player. Yep, 300 miles, I'm kind of tapped out. See, he's being recruited by Florida, Auburn, Alabama. I'm just going to kind of scroll through here and see if I can find somebody that's not being recruited. All right, he's out of Oklahoma. Is that the same guy that I just did, Ed Grant? No, Grant's in the list. So let's go ahead and add him. We'll do 10 points. I don't have any offers or anything, so it's just 10 points. And here's, now here's something I don't know. Is it an insult to the player to only put 2 points? Maybe. But, I'm going to go ahead and put 2 points on this guy because he's number 4 in the country. I don't usually recruit a lot of fullbacks, but, hey, he's number 4 in the country. All right, so that's used all my recruiting points again, all my scouting points, all my scholarship offers are out. All right, I've already done my work there. So we're going to go to week 2. And we're going to sim the week. Give that a minute. Now you have to keep in mind, players can sign at any time. It's kind of like a verbal commitment, but in this case the verbal commitment is a good commitment. All right, if we go back and look at week 2, LSU beat Ball State 45-34. Yeah, that's a lot closer than it should be. Stevenson had 4 touchdowns passing. Poole, 137 yards on the ground. Alvarado, 2 catches for 90 yards. We're going to go ahead and save that here. Again, I'm paranoid about stuff like that. We are now up to number 2 in the country behind Nebraska. Alabama's only played one game. They beat Florida Atlantic. And if we go to our home page, our next game is a bye. But we do have a couple of emails. All right, so now we have a training camp, training report. So I think you can actually change your training during the season. And again, you want to keep that, and you can actually create a new training. So this is my default, but you could actually create one for like early season, mid-season, late season, if you want to do more training and then ease up as the season progresses, you know. But again, the closer you get to 25, the more bad things that can evidently happen. Okay. All right, so we're going to come to our depth chart. I'm going to set all again. I'm off next week. I just do this out of habit as I'm going through. And we'll come in. All right, now we didn't sign anybody. All right. Did we lose anybody? Well, we lost Patel. I came off. Oh, wait, no, I didn't come off of him, but he signed with Georgia Tech. All right. Now, he had some interest in us, but he was out of Georgia. Georgia Tech. This is the one that I went on right at the end, remember? And Iowa was on him too, but he's already committed to Georgia Tech. Okay. So I have one scholarship left open, which was the one I gave to him. I had put 10 points on him last week, so that's why he only had 10. And I had a 72 interest. So he's already signed. Now, if he would have waited a few weeks, I could have got my interview done. You know, a lot of different things could have happened at that point. But hey, that is what it is. Now, I had 10 points on him. When you lose a player, you get those points back. Remember, we learned that from the guide. If he would have signed with me, so let's say Georgia Tech, if they had 10 points on him, those 10 points are gone. So they didn't get any extra points to recruit more players this week. So you don't benefit by signing players to where you can recruit and sign more players or scout more players. So it doesn't work that way. So that's actually kind of good. All right, so we want to go back to, let's see, not recruiting. I don't have anybody in that list. All right, so recruiting, and I'm going to go to my targets first. All right. Now, a lot of these guys I did interviews, remember. All right, so this guy's a clutch quarterback. How's my other guy down here? Neely is a 95 with 20 points. Interviews done. He's a workout fanatic. Okay. Now we can, because these guys that we've done interviews on, right? All right, first off, let's just look at our quarterbacks. All right, so I have two 95s and a 63. Let me look at the scouting report. All right, so he values winning, close to home, and prestige, which remember is your conference prestige. I'm sorry, that's your team prestige. He's being recruited by Alabama and myself. Well, we're both winning programs. He's actually in Louisiana, so I might be able to get him there. And he values prestige, which they probably have a little edge, but I still have a 90. I would think I'd still have a pretty good shot at this guy. Now, I've started scouting him too, so look at this. We start getting some information here. Great strength, remarkable agility, remarkable arm, mind-blowing intelligence, great accuracy, exceptional speed, so he could be a option style quarterback with the ability to pass. So he's got some running ability. Now it's not going to scout these because he doesn't do that with that position. All right. Now I've put max points on this guy for 2 weeks. Bama can't have any more points than that, and he values winning. Okay, now Bama, if we're looking at real life, They have won more than LSU lately. They have won national titles. But it's not like LSU's been a losing program. So I'm going to stay on this guy just because, especially since he's a home kid. But let's look at these other guys. All right. Now see he has a couple of high skills. He values market size. Okay. Well, TCU, Big 12, SEC, Big 12, Conference USA, Big 12. Well, he's got a high interest, 95. I think we've got him in, market size. I think SEC is arguably better than the Big 12. He does value winning, so none of these teams have won more than LSU. I think we've got a great shot there. Security. I don't remember what security was. Did we even see that? No, they don't talk about security. All right, so here's a topic of discussion for the Wolverine guys. What does security mean? And that probably needs to be added up into this section up here, since it's one of those values. Why it's not there to start with, I don't know, but evidently it's not that important, but I don't know what that translates to. Okay, is that security of, it's not playing time. Is there a hidden coach rating for making him feel like your son or something? I don't know. So I don't know what that is. Please somebody chime in and let us know. But we'll go from there. So yeah, I think based on what he has here, I've got a really good shot. Remarkable. Now he has bad agility, so he's Tom Brady in the pocket basically. Acceptable arm, not great. Very intelligent, unique accuracy. Well, I don't know if unique and great is where that is. All right, so the bad agility, I'm not. Very competitive, good sportsmanship, above average disposition, okay work ethic. Not my greatest guy, but not horrible. And then this guy is security. Again, we don't know what that is. Tell you what, we've got a couple of minutes left, so let's go into here and see if we can do a search. Values security. See if we can't find an answer. No matches found. All right, well, board index. All right, search, values, security, and search. So these tie into the pro game. All right, well, I tell you what, I'm going to put a topic up here. As the title notes, what is this and how do we determine that factor for a college player? All right, so we're going to go ahead and submit that. Maybe we'll get an answer at some point while I'm still doing the videos. If not, of course. Oh, you know what? Shoot. Doggone it. Wrong spot. Return to the last forum visited. All right, I need to Can I edit this? Edit post. Yeah, I'm going to have to delete this. Wrong forum. Sorry, guys. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and post that up. You don't need to watch that. So thanks for watching. I'll get the message put up on the forums. You can check it out over there in the DDSCF general discussion thread. And if I do get an answer, we'll talk about it. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks.